Hello, I'm Father James. I'm the parish priest here at St Paul's, Camden Square, which is an inner city parish church in London. We were delighted and surprised to win the first ever Green Health Awards for therapeutic gardening. And I'd like to show you the garden and let you meet some of the gardening team. When I first became the vicar of this church, this garden was locked over here with a padlock, and the garden was completely derelict and full of weeds and brambles. And I wanted to do something with the garden, but not being a gardener myself, was unsure of how to begin. And I have a garden in my vicarage, and I was recommended a gardener to call. And the gardener was Ben, who's standing here.
And we thought the best way to introduce the congregation and Father James to the work we do is to invite them over to one of our established projects and show you around.
I think a really important thing is also being really actively hospitable, isn't it? And welcoming to individuals and to groups, and creating a venue essentially, so that maybe when we're not here, other people can come along and use it and enjoy it, and just enjoy this kind of really tranquil and exclusive space. The client group that have been coming here are really quite an admirable and special group of people, because they have severe and enduring mental health problems. They have diagnosis of psychosis, schizophrenia, and they have severe and enduring treatment-resistant symptoms. They struggle with motivation and sort of lack of interest in things. They sometimes have memory and concentration problems. They're often quite socially isolated because they're spending long periods of time in hospital. So every week a small group of people have come to the garden. They've been escorted by staff. Some of them are under section, and then Ben and Catherine have been able to offer them a really wide range of activities. So these are people who find it difficult to get up in the morning and get out sometimes. So some of them have just really liked to be here and to be surrounded by nature. They've really appreciated that.
What difference has it made to you coming to do some gardening?
Well, I come every week, and it's great to socialise with people, and it gets me out of the house. I like maintaining an eco garden, and I like planting seeds, planting bulbs, and then they become flowers and vegetables. And in February we had a bird watching event here, which was lovely. I never knew there were so many different types.
Thank you, Kate, that's wonderful. Thank you very much for your contribution. What I'm interested in from your perspective is how that works. Why does that happen? Why is it a garden particularly that makes those changes in people's lives?
Well, I think what you've described, that lightening of mood, is something that's very much what people describe as being the benefits of gardening, whether that's individually as a gardener or as a group of gardens in a community setting. And that sense of being outside in nature has a really beneficial effect, whatever the activity is that you're doing. So if you're exercising outside, it's been shown to improve your mood. Something about being in the green space, being near to nature, is positive psychologically for everybody.
Right.
So for people who have other issues, mental health concerns, health problems of other kinds, it can be doubly beneficial in that respect, so that it's a kind of overall effect of nearby nature, which is just positive. Part of that is affected by reducing cortisol levels, which are stress hormones. So lowering those levels means your mood rises. So there's a kind of physiological effect, giving a psychological benefit.
And it's really wonderful that we can use our church green space to make such an impact on so many lives in the local community, and we're really proud of that here at St Paul's, Camden Square. Thank you.
Giles, you're the vicar of this extraordinary church here right next to Waterloo Station, and all around it is an absolutely fantastic garden which has helped a huge number of people. Tell us a little about how that came about.
Over the last 20 years, it's been gardened mainly by people with mental health issues and support needs. Previously by St Mungo's, a project called Putting Down Roots, which particularly works with ex-alcoholics and ex-homeless people. And we now manage it ourselves. And we have a fantastic gardener called Viv, who happens to have a training in horticultural therapy. And she works with a number of regular people who come most weeks, most of whom have support needs. They come from Roots and Shoots, which is a project just down the road, or they've come to us by direct referral.
I hope you found that brief story as inspiring as I have. And I hope too it may have encouraged you, if you're watching this little video, to think about how some of the space around your church could be used in a rather similar way. Perhaps not quite as spectacularly as this has been, but nonetheless bringing together people with a whole variety of needs, loneliness, mental health issues, and encouraging them to get involved with working on the ground, on the land, and working together. Some of the outcomes, the health outcomes of this kind of work are proven now, and this is something the church not only should be doing, but can do, and we're trying to encourage as many people around the country as possible to do it.